Hi everybody, and welcome back to Trade Precision. We're getting ready to set up here with a trade in crude oil. It's Friday, May 13th. Hopefully it'll be a lucky day for us. Had the live calls room open now for about an hour and a half, and we have to be patient and wait for the right trade. We're also looking at gold here. Gold has run back up some, but oil, we're looking at a trade at a call, a support level at 99.34, and we've gotten down. We're filled. Okay, all right, and we've got our stop at 10 ticks below, and we're looking for this thing to run up. We think we've identified a support level. That's what we do in the Trade Precision live calls room. We try to identify true support and true resistance. We don't use any indicators on our charts. We teach you, when we teach you the method, how to identify true support and true resistance. Up until that time, if you're in our live calls room, you should get comfortable with the fact that a high percentage of the time, and a very high percentage of the time, we can call support and resistance. We do need something there. We've got it filled out. Wow, we got filled on both profit targets, our 10 and 20, just real quick like that. Took a little bit to make the first one, but then it jumped right up to the second one. So a good way to start the day, with right away 10 and 20. Like we try. You can see here, this is where more experienced traders would go to, be trying for that 99.80, which would be about 40 ticks or something like that. 48 ticks, 46, excuse me. Now we're setting up for a gold trade. It's a lot later in the day. Normally some of the traders would be gone already, and you can see that we've got oil. We're still looking at that on the side, but we're looking for support on gold. Gold has come down quite a bit. It was 15.10 when we took that oil trade. Now it's come down to 14.82. So that's $18 that gold has come down. And now we're looking for this thing to it started to trip back up, and we're looking for another bounce here. If we get the support or resistance level, we kind of like look for that. I guess we're 2 ticks away. We get a lot of near misses at Trade Precision, but there we got filled on this one. Okay, so now we'll watch this. I was going to say we get a lot of near misses, and as I said in the the live calls room, they don't show up in the box score. It's a near miss. But that's how good we are, or we feel we are, at identifying the true support and the true resistance. If you've got something that's working for you, by all means stay with it. But if you want to see something where we can identify, real honest entries, we think this is the best way to go. And I've developed confidence in it. The people that are in the room that understand the system, we're filled on our first profit target. That's great. Pretty quick on that one too. Not much more than a minute to get filled on the first one. We'll move our stop up. We got down as low as 88.70, so we'll move our stop 1 tick below that. And that's just one method, of working. There are other methods. One of the things you can do is you can move your stop to break even. If capital preservation is the most important thing, you might want to move your stop to break even and lock in, all of the first profit target, and then, get break even on the second. If capital appreciation is something that you might be looking to go towards a swing high or something like that. Okay, and if that's the case, if that's really truly the case of what you're looking for, then what you might want to do, you might be going for there, which is that's $5 away, or $500. But if that's the case, then what you might want to do is keep your stop at maybe -9, so that you're in a free trade. There's a lot of options. There's a lot of ways to do it, and it's all dependent on you, the individual trader. And it's very difficult for us in a live calls room to be all things for all people. So when I do these videos, it's just to try to show you, one way of doing it. It'd be great if you could talk to us individually, and we could discuss and what your psychology is. And, maybe then you can come to a better understanding. But the key thing is, and this is really important, is to try and understand. And so we've come back down some, but we never got down below our entry price, and we never got down to our stop. So and possibly this is a place where you move your stop, up, some more. Well, in this case you can't yet, but we'll see. We'll see. Maybe we'll get an opportunity to move that stop up some more. And now we're continuing to head back up. And let's see what happens here. The trading room, the calls room, the live calls room is open from 8 a.m. Talking too fast, getting back to being my New Yorker self. Is open from 9 a.m. to 2:30 on market days. After 2:30, Mario usually comes on and talks about the trades that we take or we don't take in the room. We're getting close. We're filled. Okay. But on Friday, we usually don't talk about that. That's great. So we got our 10 and 20 again on this one. And you can see, there still is, if you were going to that swing high, you'd still be an opportunity for another $200 to $300. It's coming back down a little bit, but we're still not that close to our entry point. Okay, we've got a resistance level in the live call room for oil now. We've got a resistance level here at 98.72, and we're filled on it, and we're shooting for 10 and 20, and we're just about, and I should really cancel this trade. This is really not a trade that we should be taking. I'm letting them know in the room to scratch out of this trade, because we're looking for it to get down there. So I'm just going to scratch out of this, and there I'm scratched out of it, and I'll check later to see what I've got on. But let's let this run out to see if this was, if we get up to 87, that's where our stop would have been. We went with a 15-tick stop on this. I think the one thing you should know is that we do, a couple things you should know is, number one, we do post all our trades on a recap that we send out. If you're interested in that recap, send me an email and we'll get you that recap, or go to our website. There's a place on our website to join a list to get a recap of how we've done that day. We do it every day. And number two, these signals are giving way in advance. We're not just waiting for an indicator to turn or anything like that. We don't use indicators, so we're not waiting for indicators to turn. So there we would have got stopped out now. If somebody didn't hear my call and they were just going by maybe what they saw say on Twitter or something like that. So I apologize for that. I didn't get it quick enough that we should have scratched that trade, but we'll record it as a loss. I hate to do it, because we could have been really 100% profitable today. Well, for some reason you got me to stick here to the end of the day, and I just want to show you this on the gold that went up, and it went up and went up, and if you look at it, we're close to 70 some ticks on gold, just at the end of the day today. If you could play, those ups and downs, you'd be very good. And oil, it's like the same thing. And I'd like to show you this as to why we trade gold and oil. If you look how, from where we were, we got this big of a run. Okay, we got a tremendous run on it, and on oil, we did kind of like a pretty good run too. But looking back, through the course of the day, oil, moved, probably, like 200 ticks today, times $10 a tick, and that's why we look at trading oil. Or, excuse me, crude. Gosh, gold. Gold moved 200 ticks today. So that's it's getting late and it's Friday. So we got a pretty good recapture on it. But to look at through the course of the day as to how much it has moved is pretty impressive. And the same thing with oil. Oil's moved a lot today too. And now to bring you over to the ES, which had a big move today. It moved 20 points, which is like $1,000. But still, it's nowhere near the moves that we got in crude oil and in gold. So that's the reason why we look at the those markets. We do take trades in the ES, but we prefer. No, we shouldn't say we prefer. We do make calls on the ES, but we do look at the other ones. So if you have any questions, get in touch. I hope you have a great weekend. We'll